I mean, we get Pura guys, Pretoria.
Oh Lord.
Oh man, what are you doing with them, man? Stuff like that. But for me, it doesn't faze me because,
I had a guy come to me the other weekend, a black guy, and he said to me, "Yeah, you better look after this black girl. You're dating." I said to him, "Well, that would, you presuming that because she's black, I would look after her worse than what you could."
Yeah.
And that's really not the case. She's my baby. She's my angel.
Exactly.
I treat her like a princess, like I would any woman.
Yeah.
And that's just the way that we were brought up. And I think it's also got to do with your schooling and where you were brought up. I think in St. Andrews we were all taught manners maketh a man.
Yeah, definitely.
And I treat anyone the way that I would treat everyone. You know what I mean? And that's just something that I've kept my whole life. And in business, it's treated me very well as well. I mean, this deal that we've been doing now with in Bronville, thank you very much for Spielman saying that all of the coloureds are monkeys and baboons. There we go, sir. Big tender you had to release there because of that. But thank you very much. And if I would tell you, the only reason I got that contract and the only reason I got to be part of it is because I had a gentleman that met me 6 years ago.
Okay.
Literally 6 years ago. He had me on his cell phone for 6 years, and this guy calls me out of the blue. "Hey, Dean Mansell, I think you're the only guy that can get done what I need done."
Wow.
And I was just like, you know what? In my life, I will always make sure that my first impression, the first thing that I give to someone is like a sum up total of who I am as a person. And you've got to really portray yourself well. You never know who in the future is going to be there and what kind of position they're going to be, black or white. And you know what, this happened to be a black guy, but that was working with a whole bunch of white guys. You know what I mean? And it was kind of this weird thing, and I only realized it with this deal. And working with him and working with other people, there was like two different mentalities. And I started to see, you know what, they're actually shirking away from each other. And they could be learning so much from each other, because now it's this old bud that's been doing this for years. And then it's these
doesn't trust this guy.
And then it's these young bucks with the tenders that just don't want to listen to reason. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, guys, you've actually got a perfect team just chilling right here. But you guys are so disconnected, and I don't understand why.
Look, with young entrepreneurs, and I would say mostly black young entrepreneurs or tenderpreneurs, as people would say, there's this saying that goes, there's this underlying rule that, I need to make as much money as possible because it's not going to last. So they always have that, unfortunately, in the back of their minds. So for them, it's not about what they're doing, it's about the money. So unfortunately, it has given them mostly bad name in cutting corners just to get money. But it's not like that with everyone, a lot of young, good black entrepreneurs or tenderpreneurs are really doing
what they need to be doing. 100%.
It's just that a few are just letting these other guys down, and the white guy has that perception to say, hey man, these people are all the same. But no, they're not,
and it's not even
for the long haul,
And it's not even so much about, it's just use knowledge wherever it comes from.
Use
you know what I mean? If someone knows better than you, take the advice.
Take that advice.
And that's just where it comes down to for me. And my dad's taught me since I was young, you know what, my boy, knowledge is power. If you know how to do a job properly, then you are 10 steps ahead of the guy that's going to do that same job 10 times worse and is going to do it 10 times wrong. You know how to do it. You go ahead and you go and do it.
And for me, I've gotten to that point in my company in terms of the work that we do. I know what we're doing, we are doing to the best of our abilities, and we actually want to do even more. So we are not worried, or we're not scared of any other person coming into the space that wants to work in our space, because we are sure of ourselves. And we are sure of what we do. And we had a an example in Kronstadt. We work in Kronstadt, and we had finished working there, and they had gotten another contractor to do our work now because.
So you guys are doing the entire, not just Valcom. You're doing the entire area.
Yeah, we're doing Valcom. Okay, so Valcom, Kronstadt, Parijs. But Valcom Machabeng has got 5 towns, so we were doing those 5 towns as well, you know, because Machabeng at the time didn't have enough trucks, so that's where we would come in and make sure that at least all those other small towns, the waste gets disposed of, you know. So, but just an example, Kronstadt, we stopped working. Okay, fine. We were supposed to work for 4 months. We worked for 4 months, so we stopped working. Then they got in someone else, and within how many? I think 2-3 weeks they were calling us back. They wanting us back because whoever was in there was not doing
what they should be doing. You know, and you know. Not that I was gloating about it, but I'm happy that eventually they could see, you know, their worth. Because sometimes when you work with someone, when you have someone, like let's say your girlfriend, when she leaves you, that's when you realize, no, but you know, she was actually in my life. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You know? And unfortunately, with some people, it has to happen like that for you to realize that this person is actually gold. You know,
I like it. Well, to all the young entrepreneurs out there. One of the best advice Mr. THEMBA can give you is make your business like your girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Love your business like you love your girlfriend.
No, you have to. Definitely.
And when she leaves your life, you must feel it.
You must feel it.
You must feel it.
Yeah. And the funny thing is that with when you're an entrepreneur, the drive in you is different.
Yeah.
You know, it's a different type of drive. You're on steroids, supercharged, turbocharged. Because you know, if you sleep and you do nothing, the business also sleeps.
Yeah.
You know, no money comes in.
Yeah.
But if you work and you work at it, you know, you'll see the fruits. They come in. You know, because you know, when I was working, I would come in at 8 and leave at 5, and when I opened my own business, I come in at 7, I leave at 6, you know, I'm the last one to leave first.
That's the difference, eh?
And that's the difference, and no one tells me to do that. It's just in me, you know, I wake up early, you know, I just have the drive, you know, like your dad told you. You want to see the next day, you know, you want to go to the next meeting.
100%.
Because that drive is just different. You know? Yeah.
And I think, like we were saying now, is some business owners have different ideas for their companies, and I think my father is now at this point where he doesn't believe in the country anymore, and he's like, you know what, I'm selling off. I'm going to build this to a point where I'm going to be good, I'm going to sell off, and I'm going to leave somewhere else. And this is the saddest thing that's happening in our country right now, is a lot of big businessmen are leaving.
No, that's very sad.
They just don't have the faith in our country anymore.
It's sad. A lot of brains are leaving, you know.
So many.
Yeah, that is sad. And you get doctors as well, lawyers leaving the country, which is very sad. But all I can say is that it's up to us. You know, guys like yourself, guys like me, to make it work, because no one's going to make it work, you know. And
job creation is what's going to save our country.
Exactly. So we need to make it work, and we need to understand as entrepreneurs that whatever we're doing is going to have a ripple effect for the community. So whatever you're doing, do it to your best of your ability, so that people can get jobs as well, you know.
I just wish our country would make it a little bit easier for, well, not even easier, but even a little bit possible, because for a lot of people it's impossible. I would just wish that our country would put more support behind us as young entrepreneurs.
It's sad.
There really isn't support for us. And you know what? We're starting to see more 30-year-olds living with their parents still. We're starting to see more people that just can't get out of their houses because, I mean, if you think of the cost of living right now, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. And you look at countries like America, for instance, they are so big on entrepreneurship.
100%.
I mean, they...
You could go and get a loan in America now, and you
yeah,
could start your business, and you would do very well.
Exactly.
South Africa just doesn't give you that platform.
Yeah, but remember, South Africa as well, it doesn't have the money. Unfortunately. But
because we're stealing it, THEMBA.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but yeah, yeah. But I think it needs to change. You know, it definitely needs to change because you're finding a lot of young guys at home doing nothing.
A lot, sir.
A lot. And it's sad. You know, it's sad. But that's why entrepreneurs, they're the guys that can change this thing.
And there is a lot of us, me myself included, my business partner included, there is a lot of us that want to break that cycle. There's a lot of us that just want to show everyone what we're worth, what we're capable of.
Yeah.
And I think we all from the standpoint of, I would rather work 2 years longer but still attain my goal than sell out. You know what I mean? I mean, Bongo's he's now gotten his N5, he's got his degrees, and he could actually sell the dream, you know what I mean? He could actually just go and work on a mine and be fine, earn a good salary. But I take my hat off to the guy because, you know, at the months where he's got 1,000 Rand in his account or he's got 500 Rand in his account, he comes to me and says, yeah, bro, I don't know if I can do this anymore. And it's just every morning I see him, he wakes up and he does it and he does it and he does it. And I said to Bongo, dude, just stay true to who you are, stay true to the hustle that you're hustling right now, and it will break.
It will break.
Someone will see you, someone will come across your path. You will have that break that you need. But you have to stick to it.
You have to.
It's consistency. It's consistency. That's what it is.
When you give up, that's the easiest thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you know, when you give up, forget it. Your dream is not gonna come true. You know, but as long as you go at it, you know. Does he have a girlfriend, Bongo?
Yeah, he's got a few.
I was gonna.
No, Mosa, he's got one girlfriend.
He's got one. Okay, yeah, man. I mean, as long as that girlfriend is there for him, you know.
No, I think she's good for him, and I think Bongo's hit the necessary struggles in his life. He's now seen, because he had his mom and his dad separated now recently, and he's had to be the man of the house.
Yeah.
And I think that's changed the way that he looked at things as well. You know, it's as for a lot of us, we get that reality check when once you leave your father's house, there's no more food in the fridge. You need to buy toilet paper and stupid things.
Yeah.
And I think it's just you learn how to be a big boy.
Yeah.
And my boy Bongo, just like me, we've been learning how to be big boys in this world now. You know, and look after our family and what that means. Because a lot of people never really get to know what that means. A lot of people don't get to struggle, and I feel sorry for them at that point as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I come from a wealthy father. I could have had a Ferrari right out of high school, and I could have been living the life, but I'm glad that I didn't, because I learned how to struggle.
Exactly.
And that was my biggest gift my father gave me, and it's the biggest gift that Bongo's got to know as well. Is you got to learn what it is to have nothing in order to want everything.
Exactly. Yeah, look, the struggle, man, is good. The struggle teaches a lot.
Oh yeah.
You know, it teaches you a lot that having money wouldn't. You know, through the struggle, that's why when the money comes in and if you're the right entrepreneur, you'll know the value of each rand. It's important.
100%.
Yeah, that's why through my struggles, I know, you know, I can't afford to just go haywire. You understand? Because I struggled big time. You know.
What was one of your biggest stories? Like I explained to you beforehand, we had a guy that he's now opened up for so many big artists, and he started out selling fruit next to the road.
Next to the road, yeah.
What was your biggest?
Well, my biggest thing, I would say, my car, I had my first car, it was a Golf, and I probably had nowhere to live, you know.
And now it's a Jag.
Well, no, fine, but
Jag.
Yeah, so I probably lived in that car, you know, with nothing, you know, and that was it. You know, I lived with a car. for a long time, and it was my struggle. It took me everywhere, you know. That's why I still have it even now, because when I look at it, I know
your boy's gonna drive that car one day.
I know how far I've come
Yeah.
through that car, you know. So that was